This is Dave Bautista, also known as Drax, getting his ass kicked. This fight comes at a crucial point in his life. He had just left the WWE, had no job, was broke, and was getting beat up in a cage. And yet that was nothing new to him.
When I was growing up, I wanted to be not dead and not in jail.
I grew up in the hood. I was surrounded by, a lot of violence, a lot of crime.
I lived in a really awful atmosphere.
I bounced in nightclubs from the time I was 17 till I was 30.
There was nights when I thought I was going to walk out the door at the end of the night and get shot.
I spent all of my 20s just wasted away.
I blew through my money. I didn't know how to spend it, didn't know what to do with it.
Just didn't know where my life was going, if it was going anywhere, and nor did I really care, because I just thought that I had no future. This is all I knew.
And I was closing in on 30, and I realized that I had accomplished nothing.
I had no future and had 2 kids, and I was desperate.
I was so broke one year that I couldn't afford to buy a Christmas present. So I had to go kind of tuck my tail between my legs and go and ask the guy I was working for if I could borrow money.
I was so humiliated.
I just made that conscious effort that I'll never do this again. I'll never be put in this position again. I needed to provide my children.
What could I do with myself? I don't have an education. I don't really have any training or job training.
But I was very athletic and I had a decent look.
Kind of a light bulb went over my head.
Well, I'll be a professional wrestler. I went to a tryout and they told me that I was horrible.
They literally told me I would never be a professional wrestler and I should leave and go away and never come back.
That's the best thing to hear sometimes.
Yeah, and I needed that. That just, just made me mad, so it made me want to pursue it.
All I wanted to do was wrestle. I loved wrestling. I was obsessed with wrestling. I had a friend, and he helped me start making calls. We found this camp in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Borrowed money from him, drop everything I was doing, move up to Allentown, and start training as a professional wrestler. And I did that for about a year before I got on trial with the WWE.
He jumps up the ranks, even becoming a champion. But little does he know, another obsession is about to derail his life once more.
I went and did a film as a favor for a friend, and I realized that I was horrible. I was a horrendous actor. I was so mortified that I wanted to prove that I could be better. They wouldn't let me do anything outside the company. I was stuck within the company wrestling, and I wanted to pursue acting. They said, sorry, we need you here. We need you on the shows. And I said, well, if you're not going to let me pursue something that I'm really passionate about, I'm going to let my contract run out, and I'm going to leave. When something's challenging to me, it makes me want to pursue it and be better at it, even if it meant leaving behind a multi-million-dollar career in wrestling just to pursue it.
Brave move.
It was brave, maybe a little stupid. There was 3 years of me barely working. I just couldn't get auditions, I couldn't get jobs.
I lost everything.
Desperate and broke, he tries his hand at another dream of his.
I've been thinking about it for a long time, really just because I was a fan. I'm a real huge fan, and I've been a martial artist for a long time. I did Muay Thai for conditioning and stuff, and started working on my ground game. I want to be successful at it. This is not like a joke to me. It's something I take real seriously. This is a dream come true for me. To actually get the chance to compete in a sport, not an entertainment sport, but actually go out and really punch somebody in the face.
After his win, the MMA promotion Strikeforce comes knocking at the door.
I had a deal on the table with Strikeforce, and it kind of all fell apart. And this was a thing that stretched out now for about a year, and it really just kind of fell apart slowly. And then they got bought out by UFC, so it just completely went in the toilet. I was a little heartbroken over it.
At that point, he's back to square one.
I was really desperate at the time. I'd hardly worked in 3 years. I knew it was going to be rough, but I never planned on going broke. I never planned on, going hungry. When I was getting acting jobs, I was happy to have acting jobs. I knew it wasn't the best role, but at that time, I needed experience and I needed it fast.
Once again, his perseverance is about to be paid in full.
I got my agent like a week before Guardians, and he sent me up for the audition with very low hopes. I really had to fight you to get you this audition. I was really hard to get. They didn't want to audition you. I went in for the audition and they liked my audition. They called me up as I was leaving town. They said, would you mind staying in town to read for the director? And I stayed to read for James. And I could tell right away that he wanted me to be Drax.
I feel like Guardians of the Galaxy was a big turning point
for you.
Sure.
Yeah.
What did that mean to you?
It changed my life. It not only changed my career, it literally changed my life.
It's my goal to inspire people, especially poor kids. I'll get that project one day that will just inspire people. That's what I want to do. I love stories, I love films, I love television because I love inspiring stories. So hopefully, I can, achieve that goal of just inspiring.
Hey guys, our mission is to tell more stories like these to help inspire people. So if you want to support us, check out the Patreon, and I'll see you there. Take care.